color line on and off commands. Here applies everything I just explained from the previous section, but you can also have commands for specific color lines in your file. If you want the red lines on your file to activate specific commands that are different from the ones on the previous section, all you need to do is enter FF0000, which is the hexadecimal value for the color red in the color 1 box, and enter the corresponding off and on commands. Now, for every red line in your file, your machine will execute the commands on this section instead of the commands from the previous default line section. Any color line not specified in this section will run the commands from the previous default line section. You have 3 of these, so you have 4 colors. The default color from the previous section and the 3 that you can specify in this section. Double check your hexadecimal colors to match the one in the app. It's a very common error. The speed section. Very simple. Feed rate is the speed of your machine when it is drawing, cutting, or whatever your machine does. And seek rate is the speed of your machine when it is moving without painting or whatever your machine does. I usually have these values at around 3,000 or 4,000, but you might want to start slower and go up gradually. See what your machine can handle. Insert interval command. This one is really cool. In here, you can insert something to happen every X amount of steps on your code, and here's an example. Imagine you have a painting machine with a brush attached, again, but that brush does not have a continuous paint supply. So you have to go from time to time to get paint from a palette at the corner of your machine. To do this, just draw a circle at the corner of your canvas. That is where your palette is going to be, with some paint to go, and recharge your brush from time to time. For this circle, use an outline color that you don't use anywhere in your drawing. Now go back to the Insert Interval Command section in the Vector to Gcode app, and on the color field enter the hexadecimal value of the color you applied to the outline of the circle. Enter the number 40 in the Insert Every text box. Now when you generate and run the code on your machine, you are going to see how your machine goes every 40 steps and recharges your brush with some more paint. Additionally, you have a text box to insert a custom sequence of Gcode commands in the same way. You can use the color path and the commands independently or together. Just keep in mind that the commands get inserted before the path. File section. Click the Browse button to select the file that you want to convert to Gcode. On the Output Filed field, enter the name of the Gcode file you want to generate. The generated Gcode file is going to be saved on your Documents folder inside the Vector to Gcode folder. You can easily access that folder from the top menu, go to Outputs, and click Gcode Files. Settings section. This section is self-explanatory. You can save your settings in a file and load settings files that you previously saved. The name of your settings file is going to be the same as your output file from the previous section. This section is very useful if you have different machines with different settings. You don't have to enter all the settings all over again every time, just save a settings file for each machine. You can easily access the Settings folder from the top menu, go to Outputs, and click Settings Files. And finally, the Run section. All there is here is a progress bar in case you want to generate huge complicated files and the Generate Gcode button. And you are done! But wait, I said you can export directly from Adobe Illustrator. Here's how you do it. Go to the folder you downloaded when you bought the app and find the vector to Gcode.jsx script and copy it. Go to your Applications folder and open the Adobe Illustrator 2021/presence/en-us/scripts and paste it there. Now when you open your Adobe Illustrator, you should have your script under your Files/Scripts menu. And here's where the magic happens. The Vector to Gcode app will open with the file loaded. And this is it. I hope this will save you tons of work and time trying to convert your SVG and Adobe Illustrator files to Gcode. Let us know if you have questions in the comments or head over to gcodetools.com and drop us a line with questions. Enjoy!